What if you could walk into a room at 70, 80, or even beyond and move with the kind of energy that makes people do a double take? What if while others your age are slowing down, you're still climbing stairs, bending with ease, or laughing through a lively conversation without missing a beat? If that sounds like you, or if you want it to be you, then you're already on the path to something remarkable. You're not just aging, you're aging in reverse. And that's not a fantasy. It's a choice built on a handful of everyday abilities that keep your body and mind vibrant in ways most 70-year-olds can only wish for. Aging isn't the same for everyone. Some people hit their 70s and start to feel time creeping in. Stiffer joints, shorter walks, a little less spark in their step. Others, though, seem to defy the calendar. They're the ones still gardening, dancing at family parties, or chasing grandkids without a second thought. What's their secret? It's not luck or some rare gene. It's about holding on to five key abilities, simple, measurable actions that show your body is still thriving. If you can do even a few of these, you're not just getting by, you're rewriting what it means to grow older. In this video, we're diving into five things most 70-year-olds can't do anymore. If you can, you're not just strong, you're extraordinary. These are signs of resilience, vitality, and a life lived fully. Stick with me until the end, because the last one is a quiet habit that might just be your biggest weapon against aging. Let's jump into the first one. You can stand up from a chair without using your hands. It's such a small thing, right? Just rising from your couch to grab the phone or standing up after breakfast. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This movement is like a report card for your body's strength and balance. When you stand without leaning on the armrests or pushing off with your hands, your legs are powering through. Your core is keeping you steady. Your brain is orchestrating every muscle to make it seamless. If you're still doing this in your 70s, you're holding on to a rare kind of power. Why does this matter so much? Because losing this ability is often the first step toward a smaller world. It starts with a little extra push from your hands, then a moment of doubt before you stand. Over time, that doubt can grow into reliance, needing a cane, a helper, or just staying seated to avoid the struggle. But when you can rise without help, you're not just strong, you're free. You're living life on your own terms, and that's worth more than gold. Let me tell you about Joan 72. She was always the one hosting family dinners, bustling around the kitchen. But one day she caught herself gripping the table to stand up after a long meal. It wasn't dramatic, but it hit her hard. She didn't want to be the one who couldn't keep up with her lively granddaughters. So she started small every morning. She'd practice 5-chair squats, lowering herself slowly, and standing without using her hands. She'd hold the table for balance at first, but within weeks she was standing tall on her own. Now she moves through her day with a confidence she thought she'd lost. Want to test yourself? Next time you're sitting, try standing without using your hands. If you can do it smoothly, give yourself a cheer. That's a sign your body is still in top form. If it feels tricky, don't worry. Start with Joan's chair squats. 5-10 a day, nice and slow. You'll feel the strength creep back. If you're already popping up with ease, drop a 1 in the comments. That's a win worth sharing. Let's move to the second thing most 70-year-olds can't do. You can walk a quarter mile without stopping or feeling out of breath. That's about 4 blocks or a quick loop around your neighborhood. It's not a race, but it's a big deal. Walking at a steady, brisk pace, fast enough to feel your heart working, but not so fast you're panting, shows your heart, lungs, and muscles are still teammates. It means you can handle life's demands, whether it's catching a train or strolling through a farmer's market with a friend. Studies show that walking endurance in your 70s is a crystal ball for your health. People who can walk briskly for short distances tend to live longer and stay independent. It's not just about your legs moving, it's about oxygen flowing, blood pumping, and your brain keeping everything in rhythm. When you can cover a quarter mile without a break, you're proving your body is still built for adventure. Think about Sam, 70. He used to love his morning walks with his dog, but over time he started shortening them. I'm just being careful, he told himself, but he knew it was more than that. One day he couldn't keep up when his grandson wanted to race to the park. That moment lit a fire in him. He started walking to the corner store each day, picking up his pace a little at a time. He'd count his steps to stay focused. A month later, he was back to his old route, feeling stronger and more alive than he had in years. Here's a simple challenge next time you're out. See if you can walk a quarter mile about 5 minutes at a steady pace without feeling winded. If you can, you're in an elite group. If you're not quite there, try adding a short walk to your day. Start with one block and build up. Every step is progress. If you're already striding through your walks with ease, drop a 2 in the comments. That's a sign your heart and lungs are still young at heart. We've covered 2 powerful signs that you're aging in reverse, standing without hands and walking a quarter mile. These are proof your body is still strong and ready for life. Keep them in mind as we move forward because the next signs are just as inspiring and might show you even more about how vibrant you really are. Now that we've talked about standing up from a chair without using your hands and walking a quarter mile with ease, let's dive into the next 2 signs that show you're not just aging, you're aging in reverse. These are the kinds of abilities that quietly slip away for most people in their 70s. But if you're still holding on to them, you're proving your body and mind are still in the game. Let's get started with the third one. You can touch your toes without bending your knees. It might sound like something you haven't thought about since gym class, but this simple act of flexibility is a big deal. Reaching down to touch your toes or even getting close shows your muscles, joints, and tendons are still supple and ready to move. It means you can bend to pick up a drop spoon, tie your shoelaces, or reach for something under the couch without feeling like you're risking a pulled muscle. If you're doing this in your 70s, you're keeping your body open and agile in a way most people your age can't. Why is flexibility such a game changer? Because stiffness sneaks up on you. It starts with a little tightness in your back or hips, and before you know it, you're avoiding movements that used to feel natural. That avoidance leads to less activity, which makes you stiffer, and suddenly everyday tasks feel like hurdles. But when you can still touch your toes, you're breaking that cycle. You're telling your body it's okay to keep moving, bending and stretching through life's demands. Let me tell you about Evelyn, 75. She loved tending her garden, but one spring she noticed she couldn't bend to pull weeds without her back complaining. It wasn't just the pain. It was the realization that she might have to give up something she loved. That was her turning point. She started a morning stretch routine sitting on the edge of her bed. She'd extend one leg and reach for her toes, holding for 15 seconds per side. At first, she could barely reach her knee, but she stuck with it, adding a standing toe touch stretch by the door frame for support. Within a month, she was back in her garden, bending with ease and smiling as she worked. Here's a quick way to check where you stand. Stand up, keep your knees straight, and slowly reach for your toes. If you can touch them or get within a few inches, you're in rare company. Your flexibility is a gift. If it's a struggle, try Evelyn's seated stretch for a few minutes each morning. You'll feel your body loosen up over time. If you're already reaching your toes like it's no big deal, drop a 3 in the comments. That's a sign your body is staying limber and ready for anything. Let's move to the fourth thing most 70-year-olds can't do. You can carry on a conversation for 10 minutes without losing your train of thought. This isn't about being a chatterbox or remembering every detail of a story from 20 years ago. It's about staying sharp in the moment, following a discussion, responding with clarity, and keeping your mind engaged. If you can talk with a friend, a neighbor, or your grandkids for 10 minutes without feeling foggy or struggling to find words, your brain is aging in a way that's truly remarkable. Mental clarity is like a muscle. It needs regular exercise to stay strong. As we age, it's easy to let that muscle weaken. Maybe you spend more time alone, or you lean on TV instead of real conversations over time. Those habits can make your mind feel a little slower, but when you can still hold a lively conversation, you're showing that your brain's connections are still firing. Your memory focus and social spark are all working together to keep you present and connected. Think about Henry, 73. He was always the life of the coffee shop, swapping stories with his buddies. But after retiring, he started spending more time at home, and he noticed he'd lose his place mid-sentence when talking to his daughter. It wasn't dramatic, but it scared him. He didn't want to fade into silence. So he made a change. He joined a local book club where he discussed stories for an hour each week. At first, he stumbled over his thoughts, but the more he talked, the sharper he got. Now he's back to holding court at the coffee shop, his mind as quick as ever. Here's how you can test this next time you're chatting with someone. See if you can keep the conversation flowing for 10 minutes without feeling lost or repeating yourself. If you can, your brain is in top shape. If you notice some fogginess, Try Henry's approach. Seek out regular conversations, maybe with a friend or a community group. Even phone calls count. The more you engage, the stronger your mind stays. If you're already breezing through conversations with ease, drop a 4 in the comments. That's a sign your brain is still sharp and ready for connection. These two signs, touching your toes and holding a clear conversation, are powerful indicators that you're not just aging, you're thriving. They show your body is flexible and your mind is engaged, two things that keep you living fully in the moment. As we head into the final part, we'll explore one more sign that ties it all together. A habit that might just be the key to staying young at heart. We've already explored 4 incredible signs that you're not just aging, but aging in reverse, standing up from a chair, without using your hands, walking a quarter mile, without a hitch, touching your toes with ease, and holding a lively conversation for 10 minutes. Each one is a badge of your strength, stamina, flexibility, and mental sharpness. Now let's dive into the 5th and final sign, the one I promised might surprise you. It's a quiet habit that ties everything together and could be your secret weapon for staying vibrant well into your 70s and beyond. You can wake up most mornings feeling rested and ready to take on the day. It's not about leaping out of bed like a teenager or never having an off night. It's about consistently waking up with a clear head, steady energy, and a sense of purpose that says, I'm ready for today. If you're over 70 and still starting your mornings feeling refreshed, not groggy, not dragging, but genuinely ready to move, that's a powerful signal. It means your body is still healing itself. Your mind is staying sharp, and your spirit is still eager for what's ahead. Why is sleep such a big deal? Because it's when your body does its best work. While you're dreaming, your muscles repair, your brain sorts through the day's experiences, and your immune system gears up to keep you strong. Poor sleep, on the other hand, can quietly chip away at everything. Your energy, your mood, even your ability to fight off illness. But good sleep, it's like a reset button that keeps your whole system young. If you're waking up refreshed, you're giving your body the chance to rebuild and thrive day after day. Let me tell you about Alice, 76. She used to wake up feeling like she hadn't slept at all, tired, foggy, and dreading the day. She'd nap in the afternoon just to get by, but it never felt like enough. One day her doctor asked about her bedtime routine, and Alice realized she was scrolling on her phone until midnight, with the TV blaring in the background. That was her wake-up call. She started small. No screens an hour before bed, a cup of chamomile tea and a dim lamp to read by. She also opened her curtains first thing in the morning to let sunlight set her rhythm. Within 2 weeks, she was waking up with energy she hadn't felt in years, ready to tackle her knitting projects and coffee dates with friends. Here's how you can check this for yourself. Think about your mornings over the past week. Are you waking up most days feeling clear and energized, ready to start your routine? If you are, your body is sending you a loud and clear message. It's still strong, still healing, still young at its core. If your sleep feels off, try Alice's routine. Cut screens an hour before bed, sip a warm drink, and let morning light guide your rhythm. Even small changes can make a big difference. If you're already waking up refreshed most mornings, drop a 5 in the comments. That's not just luck, it's a sign your body is working like a well-oiled machine. Now let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. These 5 signs: standing without hands, walking a quarter mile, touching your toes, holding a clear conversation, and waking up rested, are more than just a checklist. They're a mirror showing you how much strength, vitality, and resilience you still carry. If you recognize yourself in even a couple of these, you're not just getting older, you're proving that aging can mean growing stronger, sharper, and more alive. And if you noticed a few areas where you've slipped, that's okay. The beauty of being here right now is that every day is a chance to rebuild. Strength can come back, energy can return. You can start today. Think about what these abilities mean for your life. Standing up without help keeps you independent, ready to host a dinner or play with your grandkids. Walking a quarter mile means you can explore your neighborhood or travel with confidence. Touching your toes keeps you moving freely, whether you're gardening or dancing. Clear conversations keep you connected to the people you love, and waking up refreshed. That's the foundation for enjoying every moment. Together, these signs show you're not just surviving, you're thriving in ways that inspire everyone around you. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these signs that spoke to you the most. Maybe it's practicing chair squats to stand stronger, stretching to touch your toes, or tweaking your bedtime routine for better sleep. Start with one small step today and build from there. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just take one action that says, I'm still here and I'm still growing. You might be amazed at how quickly you feel the difference. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these signs you're proudest of or which one you're excited to work on. Maybe you're already walking a quarter mile like it's nothing, or maybe you're ready to join a book club to sharpen your conversations. Your story could inspire someone else who's watching, wondering if they can do this too. And if this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more tips on living your best life at any age. Share it with a friend or family member who needs a little encouragement. Your support means the world. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're not just watching a video, you're showing up for yourself, for your health, for your future. Keep moving, keep connecting, keep waking up with purpose, because aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. Sometimes it means rising stronger day after day. Here's to living vibrantly, no matter what your age. I'll see you in the next one.